Hello everyone, it is D to the B here, and I have a special guest with me, the YouTube channel NerdsFeed.
I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, it's nice to have you here on the channel. I remember seeing your video a while back, the Earthspark video that was really good. I remember a friend of mine sent me that video before I made mine. I'm like, I actually agree with every single point that he made in that video.
I appreciate it. It's not my best video, but I'm proud that I put the effort into putting it out.
Yeah, I think it was definitely needed because there's a lot of praise with that show. And it's not really that good either. The show, it's not really that good. It's one of those overrated shows.
Yeah, it feels like there's extremes on both sides. Some people think it's like the biggest trash ever, and then there's other people that praise it as a masterpiece.
I'm on the trash party. I think it's awful. Like, I find it insulting to the Transformers franchise.
I only watched up till after the whole Nightshade thing, and then I gave it a quit. I tried to watch after that, but I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And even up to that point, I wasn't the biggest fan. It felt like we just repeated the same lessons and stuff, and it didn't quite feel like a story that was really going anywhere.
Right.
So I don't know, maybe it got better.
No, it didn't.
But
No, it didn't. I watched the entirety of season 1 and also started the first half of season 2. It doesn't get better. It actually gets worse as it goes on.
oh, that's a shame.
Like, I remember you and I both said it in our videos. Like, we said, like, the action was, like, really good in season 1. That went down the hill. The fight scenes are meh now in season 2. And also, there was a lot of animation errors in season 2.
Ooh, yeah, no, that's gonna really hurt the show. That was the only good thing that I gave like a lot of praise to, besides a couple designs, was the animation and fight scenes.
Yeah.
Darn.
Yeah, no, there's not a lot of things to praise about this show at all. Like, the only things that I liked about Earthspark, like, I originally didn't hate the concept of the Terrans, like being the future of the Cybertronian race and being part human.
Yeah.
I didn't hate the concept. I thought it could have been done really good. Too bad the characters that introduced the Terran faction are mostly garbage. Like,
Yeah, you're not wrong. Hashtag is such a name.
thank you! I chat with my watch party every time, and they're Earthspark haters too, but they say Twitch and hashtag are good characters. I agree with Twitch, but not hashtag. Like,
The name of hashtag, that throws me for a loop. I
yes,
just don't
exactly.
understand.
It's like how I said in my video, it's like, what a laughable name for a Transformer. It reminds me of the people on Twitter who view Twitter as real life, or X as it's known now.
Yeah. I do agree with Twitch, though. I thought she was a pretty good character.
Yeah.
All things considered.
Yeah. She was a pretty good character. There was a bit where I started hating her. That was mostly because I was done with the show at that point. I was like on the final episode, I'm like, please let this nightmare end. Because I powered through that whole thing to give a full breakdown of why it was bad.
I've been thinking that I might go back and do episode 2 the same way that I did a breakdown for episode 1.
Yeah.
I just don't have the motivation.
Yeah. I actually watched your episode 1 video, and you actually brought up a lot of good points in your video. Like, personally for me, I thought the first couple of episodes weren't bad, and it just got worse as it went on. But then you released that video, and like, oh yeah, that is a lot of problems with the first episode.
Yeah, it had a lot of flaws, but I still didn't hate it. Like, it still made me want to watch the next episode just to see if they correct anything. And then I was like, the next episode, okay, that's not great. And then it just kept getting worse.
It really did. It was before the whole Nightshade stuff. It was just boring kids show stuff, filler.
Yeah, pretty much.
I remember one video that I watched defending Earthspark. He said that Earthspark was darker than Prime. I'm like, what universe did you go into? Like, Prime was way darker. Like, yeah, it killed only...
Kian said that.
Yeah, it was Kian.
I like Kian, but I think he's the one that said that.
Yeah, it was Kian. I honestly have gotten sick of Kian, to be honest. I've actually unsubscribed to that guy twice. And it sucks because he makes good stuff.
Yeah, he does. We had a little bit of a spat once, but it was... We ironed it out, and I thought he handled it pretty well. I have a lot of respect for him for that.
Yeah. I mean, he's not the worst one out of the Earthspark fan community. I'll give him that. I have bigger fishes to fry with that topic.
I agree with that. I mean, there's still the one that, made a video on me. But...
I was about to say, have you watched your the video responding to you? Have you seen that one?
Oh yeah, I commented on it, and I was having some nice discussions in the comments, and then my comments mysteriously disappeared for everyone but me. So
Yeah.
he hid my comments. And that irked me, but
Yeah.
oh well.
Yeah, I was thinking it's kind of tempting to respond to that guy. It's kind of tempting.
Oh, I know. I have to fight the urge. I don't want to be in a bunch of drama,
I mean, yeah, that's fair. Granted, for me, I deal with a lot of stupid people on the internet, so that's nothing new to me.
Oh, I feel that. Ever since my Earthspark video. Ooh, I've got some nice ones in my comment sections.
Yeah, same here. I mean, I don't think you checked... I'm not sure if you checked out my comments, but they were pretty mixed. One of them called me homophobic.
There were some nasty ones on there.
Yeah. It is, it's interesting. That's all I have to say.
That's definitely a word for it.
Yeah, like, the show, not good. The characters, I can name each character and how I feel about them. Twitch is fine. Thrash, I don't really care for. Hashtag, forced political propaganda. Jawbreaker, I hate him so much. He is the worst one, and people defend him for some reason. And then hashtag, I don't like her either. The only thing I'd say was cool about her, it was like she can control technology, but that's about it. She's kind of bland. Besides that...
They could have made Robbie do that, honestly.
Yeah, they could have. That's a really good point. And then later on, I'm not sure if you know this, but in Season 2, she completely changes vehicle modes. She's like this...
Oh, no, I didn't know that.
She was this high-end military vehicle in Season 1. And then... Then they turn her into a pickup truck in Season 2 because, like, in the end of the show, Ghost was basically destroyed because there was a whole thing of them working with Mandroid.
Yeah.
And after seeing Season 2, I owed Mandroid a huge apology. He was like, compared to the next human villain we get in Season 2, he's like way better.
Well, that's good, at least.
Yeah. Like, I could see at least why someone would be intrigued with the concept of Mandroid. Like, it's a good idea. Like, I did like some ideas, like how not everyone is for Transformers, for example, after they have fought a war for who knows how long on their world.
That's kind of the route I thought they were going to take on Transformers Prime with Mech, and then they made Silas a Transformer sympathizer for the Decepticons.
Oh, yeah.
Just ruined his entire character.
That's right, I forgot about that. I've actually been rewatching Transformers Prime. I'm planning to do a huge video explaining why it's not overrated, because people, some reason, are saying it's overrated, and I don't get why.
I started seeing a lot of that once Earthspark came out, so I'm not sure if it's just a way to up the quality of Earthspark by saying, oh, you just remember Prime is better than it actually is, or if people that grew up on other things don't like Prime for some reason. I don't know. I thought Prime was pretty good, even though I'm breaking it down and pointing out a lot of flaws in the earlier episodes. Right. I still think it's a good show.
Right. Every show is going to have its problems. It's just a lot of the things that I've heard for arguments aren't really that good. Like, I remember one YouTuber, I'm not sure if you've heard of him, his name's Perspective Ends, and he made a why he didn't like Prime video, and one of the things was he said Megatron was an idiot in the show. I'm like, no, he wasn't.
I didn't think he was an idiot.
Like, maybe he could get overconfident of himself, but he was, like, a true menacing threat in that show.
The entire plotline of him manipulating Optimus when he believed he was Orion Pax was pretty good. I mean, I think that showed that he wasn't an idiot.
Right. Agreed.
Those under him was an idiot, but he can't do anything about that.
Yeah, I agree with that. And then also, I hate Earthspark Prime. I really hate him. He is a spit in the face of Optimus.
It doesn't even feel like Optimus. He doesn't feel like Optimus at all. It's really weird. I don't know what route they were trying to take, because they didn't make him more like kidified like I was expecting for Transformers 1, which they thankfully didn't actually do that there. No. They did pretty good in Transformers 1, but in Earthspark, he didn't feel like
Optimus.
He was actually much of a leader. He'd say Autobots roll out, and then that's what they do. He'd go and fight, but he didn't really do the damage either. Somebody always had to come in and back him up. It kind of felt like he was just there. So you could say, oh, look, Optimus is in the show. Hey, look, it's him.
I just wonder every day as I think about Earthspark, I'm like, how the heck did this Optimus win the war?
I have no idea. He's soft.
Yeah, he is.
That's a big complaint of the War for Cybertron trilogy, is that Optimus was too soft at times. But no, Earthspark's Optimus, he's too soft. I don't know.
He's really soft.
And then there's moments when he's not, which also bothers me. Like him not having a problem with taking the cons to jail and how the treatment could be and stuff for the first season.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I don't know.
Prime is something else in this show. As I described him, he's a cringy dad in a sitcom that's trying to get hip with the kids. That's what I keep saying about that Optimus. He's cringe. I don't know why people like him. They make him even more cringier in season 2. Like, I'm not sure if you heard about this, but in one of the episodes of season 2, it turns out he's allergic to pine trees. I'm not kidding by this, by the way.
What? Oh my gosh. That is amazing. That is writing right there.
It's so stupid. I remember just cringing at that episode, like, well, that just messes up the lore. They're giant alien robots that don't sneeze. It would make more sense for the Terrans to sneeze since they're part human.
And he's been on Earth for quite a while. Wouldn't he know if he was allergic to pine trees?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he kept
other people know if he was?
Yeah, it's like he kept making the joke of make sure it's not pine, but we didn't really know the reason until like the end of the episode.
Oh, so he knew about it but never brought it up until that episode.
Exactly.
Okay.
It's a bad episode. Granted, that whole season was bad. It's not the worst episode. Episode 5 of season 2 is worse, mostly because Jawbreaker's in it. Because in episode 5, it's this stupid plot where he meets up with one of the Chaos Terrans, which the Chaos Terrans are evil Terrans, named Aftermath, and they like fuse together like multiple times, and he's just like annoying Aftermath through the whole
that
episode.
Sounds like a Steven Universe plot line.
It kind of does. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I saw a video about like Optimus highlight moments from Transformers Earthspark, and they were all just him being stupid for comedic reasons.
Yeah.
And I could not figure out why that was a highlight.
Like,
but I also saw one of the videos of like, I think it was Twitch fighting the Chaos version of herself.
oh, Spitfire, yeah.
Yeah, and they were doing like obstacle courses and stuff, and that was like a highlight of the show.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember that episode. It's like a 2-part episode. I don't like Spitfire. She was just annoying through the whole show. Like, I didn't like her from the start.
Even in the highlight clip, she never seemed like someone that could be likable. Like, I think I can't figure out if she's supposed to be that unlikable or if there's supposed to be some redeeming qualities given the fact that she wasn't like a terrible, I was about to say person, but I don't know if that counts. A terrible Transformer, but I don't know.
Yeah. I couldn't blame you there. I think part of them wants you to empathize with her for some reason. I'm not sure. That's what Hollywood does a lot of days. Does now a lot of days is try to make you sympathize for the villain, even though they're completely in the wrong.
Yeah, it made me feel lukewarm about her.
Yeah.
Like, go one way or the other. If she's a bad guy, make her a bad guy. If they can be complex bad guys. Like, I'm good with that. Someone like Starscream helping out the Autobots every once in a while in Transformers Prime. That's not too bad. Or even in the War for Cybertron trilogy, Starscream being helpful near the end to try to save the universe. Transformers Armada, Starscream. He's a bad guy, but he's not completely bad. So when he does good things, it makes sense.
Yeah, it does make sense. And I actually started watching.
But
yeah. I started watching Armada with some friends of mine not too long ago. And it's pretty good. I was aware of some things about Armada because I watched a bunch of videos on it.
Yeah.
Oh,
as long as you don't watch it as a trilogy, it'll be better. Like they
yeah,
the other two. I don't remember what they're called. They're trash. Don't.
I've heard Energon is bad.
That's one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, I heard Cybertron wasn't too terrible from what I heard, but still not good.
Is that the first one of the trilogy?
Hmm.
Is that the first one in the trilogy? If you want to
watch
it as a trilogy.
No. It would be Armada, Energon, and then Cybertron.
Okay. I couldn't even remember which way it went.
Yeah, speaking of Starscream, did you know Starscream showed up in season 1, like the later episodes?
Yeah, he had a few cameos, and then I think I watched a little bit after I stopped. I think I saw it on like freaking Paramount Plus and watched another episode of where he was talking to somebody. And it was out of order, but I just turned it on because I was bored. So I don't know what episode it actually was.
Yeah,
I couldn't remember where I stopped, so I started at a random place.
Yeah.
And he was there. And he was kind of like a partial good guy, like
yeah,
misunderstood type of dude.
Alright, so basically the concept of that episode, of Starscream's arc in Season 1, was he's this trauma victim from all the abuse that he got from Megatron through the show. Granted, this is a controversial opinion. I said this in my video. I think most of the Starscreams deserve every single beating because he has betrayed Megatron like so many times in every universe.
Also makes sense.
Like, they're trying to make me feel bad, but I'm like, no, unless if we have something like Armada Starscream, like, I could understand, but he seems like G1 Starscream a bit, which, speaking of which, Season 2, they completely revert his character back to being evil for no reason.
That was one of the selling points. Like, I was about to say that that's actually a good idea, to have Starscream maybe be a trauma victim and then grow into his own character from that or something. If they want to take that route and have a more serious topic, I mean, they could do that, and then they revert him back.
Yes, they did! They made him the main villain of Season 2.
That's not how character development works.
No, he just reverts back to his treacherous stealth. I guess part of him's just like, Megatron's no longer the leader of the Decepticons, it's a free reign. And also, Soundwave and Shockwave are following him. Which makes no sense. Like,
that's...
Like, have you read the Skybound comics by chance?
I don't think so. I might have years ago, but I don't think so.
It's like the most recent comics.
Oh, then no, I haven't read it.
Are you planning to?
Probably not, honestly.
Yeah, I just want to check because I don't want to spoil you on it. Are you good if I spoil it?
Go ahead and spoil it. I'll just forget it by the time I decide to read it one day.
Fair. Okay, so in the Skybound comics, Starscream becomes the leader for a little bit because Megatron is out of commission, kind of like how it was in like 2007 a little bit, but they're more G1 accurate. And I think it's issue 7 of the Skybound run. Soundwave challenges Starscream to leadership for the Decepticons and kills him. And and Soundwave becomes the leader of the Decepticons. Apparently, Starscream is still live in the Skybound comics because I followed the Skybound Instagram page and they spoiled the cover. I'm like, thanks, Skybound.
Oh, wonderful. That's some marketing right there.
So we know he's alive, and like that was like my favorite moment out of issue 7 was the fight between Soundwave and Starscream. Because I'm going to say something controversial. I actually don't like G1 Starscream.
Really?
Yeah.
How come?
It was mostly because every single episode he kept betraying Megatron. And I'm just like, Megatron, he keeps betraying you constantly. Why do you keep him alive?
Yeah, that's fair. He was comedic relief, pretty much. Just a whiny failure of comedic relief.
Yeah. Like, personally, like, his death in the G1 movie was, like, one of my favorite parts of it.
He deserved it. He
did!
All of it.
He deserved to die!
It was a really good moment.
Yeah. And especially, even though I don't hate this Starscream either, like, it was definitely deserved in animated as well.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like,
I didn't like his character too much.
Like, as soon as Megatron came back and he has the Autobots by his feet, he kills Starscream first, which was a pretty wise choice.
Yep.
Too bad he kept coming back to life.
Yeah, Starscream didn't really do anything to make it so I wouldn't want to kill him. Like, it surprised me. It set a really good precedent for the rest of animated to see Starscream get absolutely wrecked there, and I really enjoyed it. There was not a single moment on that episode where I was like, man, I really like this Starscream. So whenever he got taken out, that was great. It's one of the best Transformers moments I've had, and I didn't even know if I'd like animated because of the art design. So yeah, that kept me there. That did it for me.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the same. The guy who does the animation for it was the same person who did the original Teen Titans series, if I'm remembering right.
Oh, that's surprising. The designs are far different.
Yeah, like I can sort of tell that they're kind of similar.
The chins.
The chin, yeah, definitely the chin. I couldn't blame you on the chins. I mean, it could be the next from Robots in Disguise 2015. Like they're kind of worse.
Yeah. That's fair too.
Yeah, like personally, I didn't hate Robots in Disguise 2015. I don't know if I hate it now. It's been a while since I've watched that show.
I watched, I don't know, 7, 8 episodes maybe. I didn't think it was bad or anything. I liked it in concept, but as like a sequel to Transformers Prime, it just didn't work. It kind of ruined everything that Transformers Prime did just to make a new season, and I didn't like that. But on its own, it works as like a kind of, I don't know, cop kind of show where you're hunting bounties type of thing.
Yeah,
and for kids, that's not bad.
It's a cool concept for a show, but I will admit, it probably should have been its like own thing.
Oh yeah,
because the narratives for Prime and Rid 2015 are like drastically different. They just happenly are in the same continuity.
the tones are different. Bringing back Optimus was...
Oh yeah, I agree with you on that. They brought him back way too soon.
Don't know why they did that. Bumblebee didn't even feel like the same character in any way, shape, or form.
Yeah,
I just had a lot of problems with it.
Yeah, I remember Earthspark was pretty similar to that. In your opinion, which one's worse, Earthspark B or 2015 Red B?
Shoot. As a sequel to Transformers Prime, 2015 is worse because it doesn't even feel like the same character, and they're trying to make it feel like the same character. But on its own, from what I watched, I think I disliked Earthspark Bumblebee more.
Yeah.
There's just something about him. I don't know. I didn't really like Bumblebee in Transformers 1 either.
Oh, I
didn't hate him.
That was...
I didn't hate him.
I hated TF1 Bumblebee so much. Like, he was so annoying. Nothing against the actor. I like the actor. I've seen him in other stuff.
Me too.
Like, I liked him in Wonka. I liked him in the Super Mario Brothers movie. I liked him in those projects, but I did not like his character. It's the writing that makes him so cringe.
It felt so stupid. The things I did like is that when there was a scene that we needed to take seriously, Bumblebee took it seriously too, in an emotional sense anyway. When it came to the fight and action scenes, that was not taken seriously, but I didn't mind that too much. It was just the jokes being repeated over and over and over again.
The badassatron joke. I hated that.
Oh my gosh.
I remember cringing when it...
times, maybe.
I remember cringing when that joke first came out in the trailers. Like,
when the joke was first in the movie, I actually thought it was kind of funny because I didn't expect it. It just came out of nowhere. Then when he was walking with like Alita instead of like 30 times, that was it. It ruined it for me so much.
He did it 5 times.
I know, it was so stupid. And stop. It felt like filler. It just ruined the pacing of the entire movie. And there was so much other stuff that could have been there. It could have been a longer movie.
Yeah, personally for me, I would have cut the whole Badassatron joke out of the movie because it's not funny.
And it, is for kids, and that did bother me a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah, I agree with that because it's a PG movie. It's not PG-13.
And there was kids, like young kids in the theater that started repeating it while I was sitting in there watching it, and the parents were like, "Don't say that, please. Please don't say that." And it really hurt the theater experience for everyone else. And it also kind of made me sympathize with the parents a little bit because that has to suck. Because they said it like 5 times in a row, so obviously your kid's gonna pick it up. I felt like that was meant to be there for that reason. But at the same time, I'm like, parents, just do some research before you pay money to take your
It's
kids to a
literally
movie.
in the trailer. How
Like,
did you miss that?
I can sympathize a little bit, but nah, this is on you, bro.
Yeah, I would totally be in the same boat if that was my theater. But yeah,
It was annoying.
why don't we switch to TF1 since I think we've beaten Earthspark to death by this point.
Yeah, we've just been jumping around now.
Let's talk about TF1. The most recent one, and is way better than that show by a mile.
Didn't think it was gonna be though. The marketing did it dirty.
Oh my gosh,
So dirty.
I hated the first trailer of that movie. Like,
Me too. I was the only one, like my whole YouTube audience was like, "Man, I'm so excited. Did you see the first trailer?" And I'm like, it has me worried.
yeah, same. Like, personally, there were a few people that I knew that felt the same way about it. But there were people defending this movie like, well, the first trailer saying, like, this is going to be the best movie ever. I'm like, no, it doesn't look like it by the trailer.
No, it looked very generic, like every other movie that has celebrities in it.
I called it, and it's not fair now because the movie came out, it's not exactly like it, but I basically called its humor in the first trailer MCU humor, like modern MCU humor.
That's the feel I got for it too.
Yeah. And
Didn't help that Chris Hemsworth was in it.
I mean, he was like one of the best actors out of the whole movie. He surprisingly didn't do too bad as Optimus.
Even in my review, I apologized. I was like, dude, I thought you were going to do terrible, but you really respected the role you were given.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll say he wasn't terrible as Optimus when he like became Optimus in the end. Personally, I would have probably switched him for Peter Cullen later in the film, like in the final battle.
That would have been really cool, honestly. But they want to make a trilogy, probably, and
Yeah.
Peter's getting up there in age.
Yeah. Hey, as long as they bring him eventually, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, he needs a really good role that's prominent, but not like important that it has to be in each movie.
Yeah. Personally, for me, I remember seeing a video saying the exact opposite, but I think we should use Peter Cullen while we still have him, to be honest.
That's fair. I feel like he's at the point now where he might just want to enjoy his life a little more. I don't know. I feel like if he wanted to be a part of it, he would have been. Like Transformers Prime, he was a part of it, but he was noticeably not a part of Transformers Earthspark.
Right. Did you see his interview talking about how he was mad that, or upset that he wasn't a part of the Netflix trilogy?
Oh, no, I never saw that.
Yeah, he still likes doing the role, but basically what he said was Netflix basically chose the actors that they did to, so they didn't have to pay him so much for it.
Yeah, that sounds like Netflix.
Yeah, and something surprisingly, I was surprised by this, but apparently something quite similar happened with the Bumblebee movie as well. Like, they had a whole different guy voice Optimus at first, and then Peter Cullen had, like, to impersonate that guy, who didn't do really that good of a job.
That's weird. What the heck?
Yeah. That was actually shocking to hear. Like, and I'm going to say another controversial opinion. I know everyone on the internet's going to kill me, but I'm actually not a huge fan of the Bumblebee movie.
I like it, but I don't think it's like fantastic like everyone else does. I think it's
Yeah.
okay for what it is. I like that the Decepticons give more time to actually develop as characters, but it kind of feels like they don't develop too far past what you would expect from a Decepticon, and that bothered me a little bit.
Yeah, I can get that. Like, the Cybertron scene was pretty cool, and I do like Dropkick and Shatter.
Yeah.
Like, those things were the best, but the rest of it I wasn't a huge fan of. Like, I actually hated how they treated Bumblebee in that movie. Like, they turned him into, like, a puppy dog, basically. And I know people complain that Bayverse did that, but I feel like Bumblebee did it way worse. Like,
I don't know why they went that route.
I don't know.
Because
either.
he was already in combat before at one point. So it's not like he was a child transformer or something.
Yeah.
He was cute and all, but
I honestly wouldn't have been pissed off if the stuff that B did was like something a freshly newborn transformer would have done, because they're new to the world.
yeah.
It's kind of like when you're a child, you don't know anything about life. And then as you grow on, you learn how to live life, get a job, all that stuff.
Mature and be responsible.
Yeah, exactly. And
I think they went the route where he was new to the world, so I think that that's what they were trying to do, is that he was like scared because he's out of his comfort zone type of thing. But because whenever he was in combat again, he was good at fighting.
yeah. The final act was pretty good as well. Like, for the most part, I hated the Amnesia Bees stuff. Like, I remember people, like, laughing when it came to the rock scene. Like, where he's hiding behind the rock and going, oh, that's so funny. I'm like, no, it isn't.
Yeah, that was...
It's such a disgrace.
I don't know. If you get amnesia, it shouldn't completely change your character.
Exactly! My mom brought up that point. And funny enough, she actually hates the Bumblebee movie more than I do.
Because I don't... He doesn't really have a brain, per se, to get, like, the brain damage that would change him back to an infant state.
Yeah, exactly. Like a point that I want to bring up in a future video is, like, we've had a Transformer that went through amnesia at some point, and that was Optimus in Transformers Prime.
Yeah.
He went through amnesia. He didn't get turned into a toddler.
He just remembered who he was before he was a Prime, which was still an adult.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like, it's an alright movie, but it's overhyped, in my opinion. I still prefer 2007. I think that's the best one.
I really liked 2007. It has a special place in my heart, though, so I'm a little biased, but
Yeah,
I really like
same here. I grew up with the Bay films. I know they're not perfect. I still like them.
the only one that I don't like and can't defend is The Last Night.
Oh yeah, completely
I fell asleep
understandable.
watching it.
No one can defend The Last Night. It is such a train wreck.
The action is okay, but the colors for all of the bots involved, they all just kind of like blend together, and it's a weird mesh at points. And there's nothing there that makes me go, oh, I can't wait to watch this again. Where I can turn on the Dark Knight, Dark of the Moon randomly, and I can enjoy just about every action scene in it. I like the movie. I like Revenge of the Fallen a couple times. There's a couple things in there I like.
Yeah.
Even though I hate a lot of it. There's a few things that I don't think's bad.
Yeah.
2007, I like the whole movie.
Yeah. I think
Age of Extinction is middle. It's mid.
I'll agree with that.
Yeah.
Like, I like Age of Extinction, but I will admit that we probably could have stopped after Dark of the Moon.
Treating the Dinobots how Optimus did felt
Off.
weird. Yeah. It was not what I expected. And then the whole standing on a freaking mountain of Bud Light, popping a can open and drinking it for like a whole minute or two, that was also really stupid. Like all the freaking alcohol representation in there was kind of forced in the weirdest ways.
Drink our product. That's something
Now, P.J. Miller getting burnt to a crisp was the best part of the whole movie. I thought it was hilarious.
I mean, yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I heard a lot of people don't like that guy.
He's pretty terrible. As an actor, I don't think he's like bad in any of his roles, but as a person, I don't know.
Yeah, I haven't heard too much about it. I know he's in like some sort of scandal right now or controversy.
And just about every time he's in the news is because of a controversy.
Yeah, probably.
Now, killing off Ratchet was also something I hated.
Oh, yeah. I can't blame you there. I remember when we went to first see Age of Extinction. It was me, my mom, my brother, and my cousin. And he was like younger at the time. And I remember him being kind of sad when they killed off Ratchet.
Me too.
Yeah, same.
I was not expecting it.
Yeah, and especially later on when I found out about Lockdown. Like, I actually didn't see animated when it first came out. I saw it like way after. And hearing about the rivalry between Ratchet and Lockdown and going on, yeah, knowing all this information, that's kind of disappointing.
That animated where Ratchet finally faces Lockdown was one of the best episodes in the whole series.
It was.
I think they handled that better than Prime did RC and Arachnid, personally.
Yeah. I will admit, they didn't finish that arc. I kind of wish they did.
Me too.
Yeah.
But what can you do?
Yeah, we're not part of the writing team.
Sadly, no.
Yeah, I feel that way with Earthspark. I'm like, so much I could have changed. Could have been so much better than what we got.
Literally, as I watched the first episode of Earthspark, I was thinking of ways that I could do it better. And I know that sounds like very like narcissistic, but there's just so much in there that was bothering me that I'm like, there's easy fixes. There's easy fixes to get around this kind of stuff. And as the series goes on and they kept making the same mistakes and making them worse, I could not figure out why. Like, as a writer, you should be able to just write the story and get it where it needs to go without feeling like you're backtracking all the time. Like, whenever the kids learn a lesson, make them learn a new one next episode. It's not like a hard thing to think about.
Yeah, no.
There's series that go on for thousands of episodes, and it's a new lesson every day. We don't need to be learning the same one 2 episodes in a row. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, like, that was one thing that Prime got right, was the lessons and how they moved on from each lesson.
And then they built up on top of a lesson that was already learned later in the series. I thought that was really good.
Yeah. That was good. Why don't we go back to TF1? We're just getting sidetracked. There's so much stuff when it comes to Transformers.
I know, I went back to bashing Earthspark. Sorry, Earthspark. Not really, but a little bit.
Yeah. I'm going to say something that I actually disagree with you on TF1. I actually don't like Alita in the movie. She gives me, like, modern girl boss vibes, and I hate modern girl boss vibes. It's everywhere.
I didn't think they pushed her too far to where she was a girl boss. She still, like, struggled against most combat encounters against named enemies. There was the moments where she was, like, threatening, but it worked, I guess. It was supposed to be more comedic than anything else, so I don't rag on it too much, although I do think Shockwave being scared of her was stupid. Really.
Okay, maybe it can be a little stupid. I actually laughed at that part. The one part.
I laughed at it too. Don't worry.
The one part that actually pissed me off the most was the "I'm better than you" line. Like, shut up.
Yeah, that was kind of cringe. I thought it was sweet for how they wrapped it around at the end, and she's like, "I'm better than you, but I will still follow you," type of thing. So that shows how good he really is. But it was still really strange. It was like a tsundere. I don't know why there was like weird tsundere anime vibes from her, but that's what I got.
Yeah, that's fair. I just found her very irritating through the whole movie. Like, she was just being mean to Orion for no reason. Most of the movie, in my eyes.
I mean, he got her fired. So I do understand a little bit, but I feel like she dragged it on too long,
yeah.
Which, okay, this is going to sound awful, but that's a typical woman thing to do.
I mean, you're not wrong. And as after this, we're gonna get canceled. Now I'm playing.
Yep, I just ruined it.
I'm used to dealing with stupid people on the internet, so it's nothing new to me.
If they can't take a joke, I feel like that's their problem.
Yeah, it is their problem.
Life's better if you can laugh at things.
Yes, it is. Yeah. That was one thing I disagreed with you on, was the Alita one. Like, I found her very frustrating. Like, especially when Orion said that the incident was his fault, and she's like, nobody asked you. Like, he's admitting it's his fault.
Yeah, they tried too hard, I think. I think they really were trying to make her seem like a tsundere. I feel like that was the main goal, get that anime audience in there. Mm-hmm. And it works with some characters, but with Alita, it didn't feel like there was a good enough balance, because she's supposed to be this leader-type mentor figure for Orion at the end there. And I don't know if I'd be listening to somebody that would treat me like that the entire show, even if there is some feelings in the air that were teased, some chemistry. It felt weird. I don't know. The whole fleshed the characters out.
I actually agree with that. I think this movie should have been 2 hours.
It's not something I usually say, but make it longer.
Yeah, and that's people's opinions on, like, Rise of the Beast, for example. They said they should have done the full version that they were going to, which I somewhat agree with. Granted, I think you could have just made that a 2-part movie. I feel the same way with the Snyder cut of Justice League. Like, I find it... The what?
Oh, no, keep going.
I feel like the Snyder cut is actually better than the version we originally got. Like, there's more stuff to it, but at the same time, like, you could have just made this 2 movies. Like, I don't want to wait here for 4 hours just for one movie.
It was a really long movie.
I
watched through it, and I didn't realize how long it was, because it was actually a pretty good movie. But man, does it take a lot of time. So I was going to break it down and do a comparison between Snyder Cut and the original Justice League. Don't think so.
Yeah, that would be like a 5-part essay video, which there are a lot of people who do that, and I give credit to them.
That's really long.
I just don't think I could do that.
Maybe one day.
Yeah, probably one day. Yeah.
But yeah, Transformers 1, if they had more time to develop the characters, I think it would have been better. Like D16 to Megatron, it worked by the end, but it felt like all of a sudden he just turned. There was a gradual shift on him being mad at Orion for certain things, but the whole I'm tired of saving you, die type of thing was that it just came out of nowhere.
Yeah,
especially
it did
the time before
bit.
that.
There was a little.
Orion saved him.
There was a little build up to it, but I will admit it could have used more time.
Yeah, I wish that the last thing we saw was D16 saving Optimus a couple times, not the other way around. Or Orion. This is going to get confusing. D16 saving Orion the last couple times instead of Orion saving D16. So then the whole "I'm tired of saving you" line would have made more sense.
Yeah,
Because the way it was kind of just like brothers looking out for each other, which is the vibe they were going for. So if it was more one-sided in one way, then it would make more sense for that bond to break apart instead of just, I'm a Decepticon, I'm the ruler of Cybertron, yeehaw.
Yeah, I understand that. I think the movie was good for the most part. I think it's still a little hyped. I'm going to say it. I actually liked this movie way more than Bumblebee. By a long shot.
I liked it more than Rise of the Beasts, even, to be honest.
I mean, yeah, that's fair. A lot of people didn't like Rise of the Beast. I think it's alright. It's an alright movie. It's not great.
I think I gave it like a 6 out of 10, 7 out of 10, I think. Something like that. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, some people say it's like absolute garbage. I'm like, it's not the worst thing we've had. It's just alright.
Killing off Airazor did not work for me. But
that pissed me off. Because even though I grew up with the Bayverse, I also remember someone showing me Beast Wars, and just seeing Airazor die like that just pissed me off.
She didn't really accomplish much of anything.
Yeah, she didn't do anything except...
She's a plot device.
Yeah, she's a plot device. She's the old mentor without building up the old mentor.
Yep, pretty much.
That's all she is. So I didn't really care for her version of Airazor. Like, she did fine, but I think with more build-up...
They might bring her back.
Who knows? Yeah, that is true. They might.
It's Transformers.
Yeah. No one dies anymore. Everyone must live.
Unless you're a cliff jumper, then you die in every iteration.
Yeah, that is true. Granted, he doesn't die as much as people say he does.
Every time he's introduced, he just has to get killed off recently.
Right.
It's
Funny enough,
recency bias.
Funny enough, Starscream's died more than Starscream. I mean, Cliffjumper.
And Starscream deserves it, though.
Yeah, exactly.
Cyber versus Starscream, they ruined that one the same way Earthspark did.
Yeah,
and that has me nervous about how they're going to do Starscream in the Transformers 1 trilogy.
Yeah. I mean, he seemed fine in that one.
He's on a downward spiral recently, though.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Speaking of new adaptations, why don't we discuss about the next Transformers show, Transformers Cyberworld, which we know absolutely nothing about.
I am so nervous. I don't even know if Viacom's the one making it or not. Are they behind it? I don't know.
I have no clue, to be honest with you. I kinda don't have hope for this show at all, with how bad Earthspark was.
That's what's got me too, is that I wanted Earthspark to be good. When I started it, I knew nothing about it. I'm like, oh shoot, a Transformers show. I love Transformers.
Yeah.
And then I watch it and I'm like, well, this wasn't very good. So now I have no idea if it's going to be good or not.
Yeah, I kind of... I think it's going to be bad regardless. I think I might be judging it too soon from, like, one bad Transformers show that went the woke direction. But at the same time, a lot of medias have went woke recently.
From games to shows to movies alike, it's everything.
Star Wars, MCU, The Last of Us, the Arkhamverse. like, it just keeps slowly consuming everything, and this was like the first instant of Transformers, or a show at least, becoming woke.
And even if the ratings for it are terrible, people are watching it just to support Nightshade and stuff like that.
Yeah,
the funniest part is that the most of the people that they were like pandering to with that aren't actually watching it. There's just like the big content creators that are watching it. So that's probably why it's canceled.
Yeah, exactly. It's pandering to a small group of the Transformers fan base, and also not fans of Transformers.
And then the not fans don't watch it.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what doesn't make sense to me marketing wise. Why would you pander to something that doesn't benefit you? If I'm going to pander to someone, right, I'm going to pander to Transformers fans. That's it.
Yeah,
the whole
exactly.
general Transformers fan base. Not these Transformers fans that believe this, so they'll watch it, and the rest of them, they won't watch it, but that's fine. We don't need money.
That's something that studios keep doing. Like, Star Wars did the exact same thing. It's still doing it. Like, it's so bad now with all the shows that they've been releasing. Like, personally, I skipped out on, like, the most recent one, The Acolyte, but I've heard it's, like, really bad.
I watched it about a week ago.
You did?
I did. I put myself through it. A Transformers show, it's not good, especially in regards to the entire Transformers lore. It messes a ton of things up. Or a Star Wars show.
Yeah, I was about to say, do you mean Star Wars?
As a Star Wars show, it messes with the Star Wars lore a lot. Especially in regards to the whole universe. It takes a lot of liberties a lot of times. And it doesn't make sense. As a show by itself, it's okay. It's mid. It's just a mid show. They have some decent action in it. The whole lesbian witches made a woman who turns into a women thing was stupid. That was dumb. I don't know. I don't know what I still can't understand it. I was gonna break down the first episode. I might still do it. There's moments where a character is built up as this good character, and she shoots at somebody and she misses on purpose. But then, I'm just going to spoil it. The main character shoots at her sister, misses on purpose because she's not a killer, right? She does a lot of things to prove that she's a good person. She's on the light side. At the end, she finds out that, like, her mentor, which is the best character of the show, okay? He's the best. He learned English for this role, and he's amazing.
Yeah.
Best guy. He killed her mom, and it was on an accident, right?
Yeah, it was a misunderstanding. She was, like, literally turning into a puff of smoke. He thought he was attacking her, and then she's like, I was gonna, like, let her take you. I'm like, why'd you turn into a cloud monster then?
Exactly. Why not just say, hey, you can take her? Like, use your words, woman. So, I would... So then he admits, yes, I killed your mother, and she immediately turns to the dark side and then does that stupid, oh, look, my lightsaber's red now, even though that's not how cyber crystals work. But we're not going to talk about
bleeding. I hate that concept. It is
that's so stupid.
Yeah, I was actually arguing with my brother on that. He said he actually likes the concept of Sith Lords turning their lightsabers red because he thinks finding red saber crystals is stupid. I'm like, no, I think the exact opposite. I believe that more.
Exactly. I like the challenge. Like, if you have to go out and find your own crystal, I feel like that's kind of cool. Like the Star Wars The Old Republic MMO game, you have to go out and find a crystal if you want it, or you have to earn it by, like, leveling up, fighting with your mentor, stuff like that. Depending on, which side you choose. If you're a dark side, you earn it by killing off or sparing somebody you care about, and then you get your lightsaber and you get your crystal. And I think that that's a better thing because you are getting the crystal that aligns with who you are and the person you're trying to become, instead of just, oh, my emotions, I'm mad, I'm dark side.
I'm gonna... Yay, it's red now.
Like, it's just out of nowhere. Then every single time that you feel something, you're like, oh man, I'm feeling a little bit happy. I gotta make my lightsaber blue now because I'm part of the light side. I'm feeling balanced out. Oh shoot, it's blue. Like, that's stupid.
Did you see Rebels by chance?
I did. I enjoyed Rebels.
I do too. Great. I actually like Rebels. So I brought it up. You know how Ahsoka has her white lightsabers?
Yes.
So in a Disney tie-in book, which honestly this is like the only good Disney tie-in book. I'm not willing to read the others. But Ahsoka actually got her lightsabers from an Inquisitor, and she like, I forget, I think she like bled the red out of the crystals. I can't entirely remember how she did it. Like, I thought that was weird, but for the most part, the book's fine.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you knew that piece of lore.
If it wasn't an instant thing, like, she just felt an emotion and then it bled, I might not blame it too much, especially since the collar became white, which is colorless. I feel like that's pretty good. I like that. That doesn't bother me.
Yeah. But yeah, the whole concept of lightsaber bleeding is just so stupid.
Yeah, it's not necessary at all when you can just find a crystal and use it.
Yeah, it's like, that's how it's established for the Jedi. They go to Ilum for a lightsaber crystal.
Yeah, if you want to make it easier to get your crystal, I think just going the route of someone giving it to you after it's earned is a better way to do it than just, oh, I'm mad. Oh, look, it's red. I just don't get it. Yeah. It made me cringe so much. I know it was supposed to be cool, but I thought it was stupid.
It's stupid. When I heard about the concept on a video, I'm like, wait, what? What is this?
The two best parts of the Acolyte was the Jedi Master and then the Sith. That was it.
Oh, Chimere.
I don't even remember their names. Yeah, sure.
The Jedi Master's Soul and Chimere is the Sith. But yeah. I mean, I'm mixed. Right. I'm mixed on his design. Like, the helmet, I don't know how to feel about. It's like, it's cool, but it's also stupid at the same time.
I like it and I hate it. I like how it looks, but I hate that it, like, turns off lightsabers for, like, the majority of the series.
I mean,
because whenever they, like, I know what it's made of, and I know that it could work that way, but, like, why not?
Oh, the headbutt thing.
Yeah, just get an entire suit of armor then, or if it's going to break your helmet at one point, like it eventually does.
Yeah.
Then why use it like that? I mean, freaking block with your lightsaber at times. You don't have to just headbutt for the sake of headbutting. Does it look cool? Kinda, yeah, sure. But does it make sense? No, it doesn't.
It makes more sense with his wrists. Like,
yep.
He has it on his wrists, his helmet's made out of it, even if it's broke. But I remember seeing that clip and like, what the heck is this? And it's another example of Disney taking stuff from the expanded universe, or aka Legends, even though they decanonized it.
Yeah. Which is weird, because if they're going to take things from it, then they obviously know something about it. So why do they get so much wrong?
I agree with you on that. And I've been reading Legends lately. It's pretty good.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, I just keep reading more stories and like, Disney canon sucks, so I'm going to read the expanded universe instead.
Yeah, that's what you got to do. Disney just keeps messing up more and more. I don't know.
Yeah, not even the Dave Filoni shows are safe. Like, did you see Tales of the Empire?
I haven't yet, but I own it.
It's not that good.
They
pull the same. Yeah, I do too. They pull the. I'm gonna. Are you planning to see the show?
Yeah, I was gonna watch it a couple days ago, but then that's when I ended up watching the stupid Acolyte instead.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe we'll have to discuss about the topic because it does something political that I'm not going to mention for spoiler reasons.
All right, I'll have to watch it soon then.
Who knows? Maybe one day we can do a Tales of the Empire video together. Who knows?
Heck yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was nice having you on. I'm glad you shouted me out and also came onto the channel. It's been fun chatting with you.
I appreciate it. I didn't even know. You knew that I shouted you out till you told me. I'm like, oh, shoot.
My comments told me. Like, I got a comment saying, like, hey, NerdsFeed shouted you out. I'm like, cool, which video? And another person said it was a live stream. And, like, which one? I actually wouldn't mind seeing that for myself. And the person's like, oh, it expired. I'm like, aw, that's disappointing.
Yeah, it was on Twitch.
Yeah.
That's the worst part about Twitch is that the VODs expire.
Yeah. Makes sense. Alright. It was nice meeting you. I hope you have a good day.
It's nice meeting you.
Make sure to check out NerdFeed. He has 2 good Earthspark videos. And he also has a lot of other content that you may like as well. Alright. Bye, everyone.